do it. Okay, move happened. All right, we're in game. Okay. First game, still not positive that I understand what the hell's going on. Maybe I'll move the chat to this corner for viewability reasons. Okay, so 20 minutes. All right. Okay. Stand. Oh, wait, it's not 5D chess, so I can play... Well, I mean, e5 here is pretty bad, but... Okay, when do I split and when do I not split? That's what I want to know. Oh, you could probably go, like, balls... Okay. Going into this without, like, a fantastic understanding of how the game mode works, is not, like, the best time. I think that we'll probably just go knight c6. All right, GLHF to Sonoy here, by the way. Such ugly notation. Yeah, for real. I'm not amused. I just play this game like normal chess TBH. Well, come on, we're not gonna do that. I don't think. All right, we're gonna d5. Knight defends knight, huh? I assume you can still castle, right? This is pretty boring so far, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna do like a late King's Indian affair, I think. Not sure when to split either. Maybe when you're losing. Knight c6 already a blunder. Yeah. I think trying to play with yourself could have been a good idea. I should have done a game with myself before. Sonoy just threw the game code at me, and everyone was like, "Ah, he sent you a code." I think I should have like just sandboxed to figure out what the hell the mechanics actually are, because I don't think that I have figured that out. This seems as good a time as any to split my bishop, right? We're gonna like double frappuccino. This is the it takes probably just recapture with the queen. If I lose my queen here, whatever. I don't care. I might get scammed out of a queen. Who knows? Arguably could have attempted to capture here, but... What is the detriment to taking here with check? What does he threaten? Nothing, right? Because it still checks him. Well, not really, but... Right? Am I nuts? Let's see. Maybe they collapse. Maybe there's some weird... I don't know. I don't understand. Could someone explain? All right, chat's freaking out. You know, I really thought going into this that I was a shoo-in to like immediately understand how this game works. But I really still do not. Wait, what happens if I try to take here, then it forces... Wait, what happens if I threaten... Taking here might waste a move. Right? Wait, no, if I take here, it forces a measurement, right? And I either end up with a bishop here or my bishop here, right? Is that good to do? I guess we'll take with the bishop. But then I really should have just frappuccinoed. Then again, I think I want to like completely grab this knight. Which this will probably allow me to do like that. Or do I go, all right, I'm flagging. I'm going to waste a move if this doesn't happen. Well, the problem with this is I think I have to do this, because if I do this and it turns out my bishop wasn't here, then my bishop will end up here and it hangs. So I think that I need to take here probably. Let's just do this. All right. Turns out my bishop is on g7. I think that was a good play, right? Because like I might take here, or I might just lose a bishop entirely. So at least this game explains what being a half a pawn up evaluation means. Yeah, but you can't remove. Oh, okay. He moved his knight up. I just get a 2D pawn. Am I crazy? Is there a way that he like splits and nabs my king? I'm not gonna look a gift pawn in the mouth. Let's see. Professor Blundermaster pointing out very astutely that I do have a knight defending g6 or h6. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Imagine not looking a gift pawn in the mouth. I'm a bit confused. Wow. Fantastic. We get another pawn. Wasn't there... Could he have split somehow here? Actually... Did I blunder a queen? 2D blunder? I should have looked the gift... Hold on. Was bishop f... I mean, it doesn't matter at this point, but can we go back to the board? No. Bishop f3, they'll trap the queen, right? Because the bishop here... Well, who cares? Who cares? Wow. Yeah, knight was defending the bishop. Literally poison pawns are in the game. Okay, Dreamer noticed before I did that there was an obvious hanging of the queen. Yeah, so much of check W in my life. I can plunder all I want. I only blundered a queen 50% of the time. Maybe I could have split it to save it. I don't know, but we'll just take this pawn. Is there? Looks like there's increment, right? I didn't see how much increment there is. I don't know what the time control is. I don't know what this thing is. Oh, it's chat. All right. Well, my queen might be trapped yet. I have to be a little careful here. Here, and the trap still exists. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Okay. So I could... Oh, sorry. If I capture here, then it doesn't actually do a measurement, right? Right? All right, I mean, I guess we go here just to guarantee that we save the queen. Right? I'm curious whether entanglement exists and why I want him to sandbox. Okay, Tutor says it exists. Focus, please. Stop blitzing out the moves. Is Dreamer oh, Dreamer's a doubter. I see. Weird knight move. Hold on. If we... Are there arrows? Ah, oh, no arrows. Why does right click do this, by the way? Can anyone tell me what that actually does? If I 2D move my bishop here, and he splits the rook here and here, I haven't really gained anything, have I? I think I want to 2D capture this and see if I lose, because if the... Oh my god, I have to actually calculate. Hold on. Okay. So if I take here with the bishop, and then he takes here, then either I lose or I get the free bishop here, right? So if I lose pawn for... So it's a 50-50. This game is so RNG. Holy shit. I still want to kick this knight around. Because he lost half his knight. If I do not know what right clicking does, and that frustrates me. If I go here with this pawn, then he's got to give up the full knight. And wherever, like if I can capture this with one of my pieces, his knight's totally gone, right? Right? That's how it works? I don't know. Spoiler shows the partition state of a piece. Yeah, but all of these are... Oh, okay. I guess you right click and it shows like which of the pieces are together, you know. Because like if this knight and this knight both split, then they'll probably have different quadrants. I understand. How many times can one split a piece? As many as you want, Buttercup? Oh, Chad is asking if it's possible for me to attempt to capture this knight. And it definitely is. It's like a 50-50. I either do nothing. Oh, but then this bishop would actually show up here, right? I either get a free piece or I threaten a piece for free. Is that good? Probably, because this is pinned to this piece, and then where does he go from there? Bro, don't read spoilers, a spoiler. You guys have to do the thing that Andre used to do, where it's like a massive, you know... Sorry. No, I guess at this point I'm schemazing by attempting to do this. And I don't want to... Let's threaten the knight. I do actually really want to try that. But we'll threaten the knight. So then where does it go? Takes, and then possible takes, but then I win this back. Back, it could go back, but then we've gained space. I don't mind that so much. Right? If we take this, then we... Ugh. Wait, what? All of these are the same? Oh, no, but it shows the... Okay, I understand. Can you capture on a merge move? I guess he doesn't have to merge. He can just try to capture, right? This is annoying. All right. I don't think it's good. Because both of these knights are under attack, right? No capturing on merge? Okay. Makes sense. Oh, well, I could just 50-50 to lose the game or win a piece. I could also split the king. I don't really need to, though, right? Upsettingly, I can't castle. I forget if there's castling anyway. Because I'm not in check. Check doesn't exist. Oh, no, if I castled, he would still be able to capture, so never mind. All right, do we just 2D move the king, or do we castle? Or, sorry, do we split? probably twice the targets at half the density. It's like it's worse for us, right? No, I don't want to split because this bishop is threatening this. We're gonna get material out of this, right? If he goes here, then takes, here, then okay. Now we're just gonna 2D move. He can't merge. We've got 3 halves of his knights under attack, like multiple times. I wish you could draw arrows, man. You only get material with certain probability. Yeah, but partial material is still material, right? Like, probabilistically speaking. Well, that was pointless. He just lost a piece for sure. Well, okay, maybe. I don't know. Because now we don't know if I actually captured. Oh, so, but what if there's a piece occupying this? Oh, okay, so it's like... Oh, nice. We fucking took the piece. Wait, what did he try to do, though? E2? Okay, he tried to take this pawn. Okay. So there was a point at which there would no longer be... we had to know what had to happen. We had to know what had to happen because there were like 2 possibilities that were in conflict with each other in a way that because if the piece, but there was nowhere else that the knight could be. That's the part I don't understand. Like, there was no other half of the superposition of the knight. When he took his knight, the knight was killed 100% already. Yeah, but then what would have happened? Why did that's what I thought. But then why did my pawn... Bishop tried to take the pawn in the back, but was unlucky. If there was no pawn, the bishop could just move there. But how was it killed? No. I don't understand. Now I suddenly don't understand. Because, okay, if the knight was probably dead anyway, right? Like, what would have happened if the bishop tried to recapture the pawn here and failed? Or, and succeeded? And failed? By the pawn or earlier, knight could have been dead. Like, is there any way that the knight comes back? And if it does, where? The knight either died on like turn 4 or was still alive on turn 4. But so what would have happened if the bishop had taken the thing here and the knight was still alive? Where would it have gone? I don't think that that's correct. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest, how much I don't understand the game. In any case, we're going to try to take this knight and succeed, which feels pretty good. Free material. But why did the pawn split if the knight died for sure? Like, how is it possible for the pawn to be here and for the knight to be dead? You get what I'm saying? Like, if the pawn if the pawn is here, no, the knight doesn't come back. The knight didn't die for sure. The knight wasn't alive. You guys are very... There is conflict here in the chat. He either died earlier or now. Oh. He either died earlier or now. I see. So either the... But then he... Okay, so what he tried to do was take the free pawn, if the pawn was there, but the pawn wasn't there. Game decided that knight was still alive, so pawn could capture it, so bishop failed to move. I got you now. Makes sense. Makes sense. Right. I see what you're saying. Right. If the knight had died before then my pawn couldn't capture it, and the pawn would have been here, and the bishop move tried to capture the pawn that was there. Getting it. I'm getting it. All right, he just pushes d5. Threaten this fork? Maybe we threaten this fork. Do we just capture the... hanging pawn, but then we don't get the fork. Knight over. Then what happens? I don't want to hang the knight. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll try and fork. I believe in you not flagging this variant. It wasn't bishop c4 he tried, it was bishop b5. That's what I meant. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay, he moves. So then we get the free 2D pawn here and we kick around the rook a little bit more, yeah. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with pawn grubbing. This is going to be annoying eventually too. It's so funny, let him do it. Dreamer is keeping my mouth shut. But then why did bishop c4 move failed? Yeah, he wasn't trying bishop c4. He was trying bishop b5. Now I think knight here, and if takes, then we fork, and we went. Oh, but that's not that's two minors for a rook, right? We like our knight on the square because we threaten the fork again, and we can just pick up material. I should really activate the rest of my pieces. All right, that happens. So now we can take the rook, or sorry, the pawn, and threaten the rook. Can you half take things? Can't believe I found a chess variant where my brain is less in knots than yours. You can take half things, but you can't half take things. Like you can't capture on a split. Yeah. You know what I think it is? I think that like inherently there's a true difficulty. This is really bad for Sonoy. Let's do this to enable this. There are no half things. There just either is or isn't. I don't know how that checks out. I was gonna say you half take c2 with the queen. Yeah, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. I think it really is. There's such like inflexibility. Yeah, there definitely are half things. But learning stuff on stream is a real struggle. Do I just take the knight? I always do that. The rook? Probably, right? This is just normal chess. It hasn't behooved me in a long time to actually split my pieces. Probably just take the rook, yeah. Alternatively, is there a situation? Wait, can you like split his queen in a really annoying way? No, I can always run my king away, right? Then he can't capture. Check, I suppose, is more forcing. Takes, retakes, and then here, but then I give up two pieces. Do I want to go up the exchange and then check? Yeah, that's probably what I want, right? Yeah, okay. Sonoy, what the hell? No, that was a good move. I would have done the same. The queen move? Really? Do you see a better idea? I guess that's fair. He's in a tight bind. Okay, that's what I expected. Now I can run this away, right? You can't merge the queens in a way that actually does anything. Wait, you could try to take the rook, I guess. We can also check him. Doesn't achieve much, does it? Check, takes, force. Yeah, we'll just run the king away. We'll just run the king away. Here and then probably knight f6. Right? 50-50 shot. I don't think it's a 50-50 shot. I think Sonoy's going for some super good RNG. queen mate attempt? I think that that's the attempt, but I don't think he has, like, I don't think that it works, right? I can, like, I don't think he can force it, can he? Bishop split here is pretty dangerous. But if bishop split, then I just play knight f6. No? So I think my thing is better odds. But I didn't see yours. I think this mate attempt is better odds than you think. Is it? It's shocking to me how little intuition I have for this after all of this. Okay, but I wanted to play this move anyway. Now what? Takes here. Take the rooks defend each other. Might be missing something. He can split again for 1 and 8 mate, right? I guess he could. Because if he splits again, then do I split my king for 1/16th mate? Right? Okay. Why? What do these symbols mean? Doesn't this... Well, okay, first of all, I can just check him here. I guess he can just move out of the way and I don't have the... Because I don't... What if... Now this bishop is pinned now. So if I check him here, then he can't takes. I guess he could split his king. Maybe. Hold on. Check. Check. Moves. I don't know. Okay, if I take this bishop, then what happens? Take this bishop, queen goes here, maybe. Take this, queen goes... I don't really have a fantastic follow-up. Check here. Forces bishop back. Oh, wait. Hold on. I remember this game doesn't have check. He can just take me. I'm in check right now. So I don't know why I was considering all of the stuff that makes absolutely zero sense. I was gonna say, like, I'd be in check anyway. Like, wow. This really does go to show you how little I'm like actually comprehending right now. That was embarrassing. That would have been what a throw. That would have been insane of me to do. Like, what was I thinking? It's funny because I thought, you know what I thought? It was like I actually like that. Maybe no, probably because then what I was thinking was, because I have the opportunity to make a different move than the one that saves my king, it must mean that, you know, I was like, oh, well, I can make a move. And so, oh my God, my brain really did like, that was not good. The only problem is, can't I 2D take here? Am I crazy? He must have just missed this, right? Because there's no way that he can, even if he splits here, I can always take here, right? Let's just take this, because he has to do something about this. So I don't really know. Maybe Sonoy misclicked IDK. Awesome realized. Yeah, I almost lost the game there. Would have been would have been embarrassing, that's for sure. All right, so now I think we can actually go in What's the cleanest way to do this? Or maybe I wanna take this opportunity to just get rid of the queens, right? Let's just grab all the queens. Well, I wanted to connect the rooks, really. He can't take, obviously, covered by 2 pieces. All right. He tried to take that pawn and didn't. Rip, was that a half or a quarter queen? I don't remember. I think that was a quarter queen, right? So, like, 1 in 4. It happens. Wow, Dreamer's malding. All right, Dreamer, calm down. You don't chastise our dear friends here for not being good at the game. That's pretty rude. It's pretty rude. All right. Okay, give us a mating net here. Well, at this point, who cares? Let's just defend the bishop. I wonder how many turns it's gonna take me to actually mate him. All right, queen 2D capture, or the bishop 2D captures, but then hangs itself. Wait, is there stalemate? Oh, if I get quantum stalemate, I will be salty. Time for Sonoy to split king until he wins. Yeah, I guess. He didn't split. All right. Is this mate? No, he goes here, right? But we force him there, yeah? And then queen here is mate? All right. My brain. My brain. I think he's got to split for a chance to survive, I think. Yes. No, maybe. Even then, yeah, okay, he splits. Oh, he can also go there. I didn't even realize. That makes sense. Okay, so question is now, what's the easiest way to convert? Because we can't... okay, let's just take this and threaten this king. We want to make sure that this king isn't defending that king. So it begins. All right. I could lose the piece here. Well, he could lose the game here, to be honest. So maybe we just capture him. Am I okay throwing away my knight for a quarter of a king? Okay. Now we have mate for sure? No, we don't, because he still splits. Oh, but everything is covered by everything else. So it's okay. We still win, right? Well, no, because he has to split to adjacent places for a queen not to pick up the... Yeah, okay, so here we go here for sure. Because these 2 pieces are defending each other. Well, the knight's also defending both of them, so... Alright. I'm getting a little bit nervous here. Takes here and then takes, I don't mind. The thing is, the splitting is the only way that he can't split capture, and if he... Oh my god. What's like the most guaranteed way? Honestly, getting the other bishop into the game, probably. Here and then here, we can just take and it's no problem, right? If he splits, then we want to run away. Okay, let's do this so that if he splits here... Oh, but then he can split here. Oh, but then we can still run away. So we're capturing a quarter of a king here. For sure, right? Unless he splits like here and here. In which case, we probably grab the pawn. Yeah, here we just captured a quarter of a king. So I'm cool with that. I'm good. Okay, now we simply run away. Right? That's fine. He can split here, but then we just grab an eighth of a king. He merged. But now... So you can go there, but that's fine. Okay, it's the bishop is the easiest way to win the game. Well, there's a 1 in 4 chance that there's a 3 in 4 chance that we already won the game. But all right, it's down to 1 in 8. I need to understand what these mean, dog. All right, let's pick up the pawn. I don't want to lose a queen even for this much more, chance that we win or whatever. Okay, can 2 bishops and a queen mate? All right, we're gonna promote. So no, even made an increment time control. Yeah, no flagging for us here. All right, this we're totally okay with, because I'll trade a bishop for an eighth of a king. That's fine too, right? But this is the no. Even then, like this. Okay, to be fair, that is a possibility. So this, and then we just take here, so that's fine. Okay, so what we gotta do is this, right? Because now if this happens, we take. If this happens, we take. Right? Oh, you know what? If this happens, then he has a 16th of a king defending. I think he could have split here and here, and it would have forced like a roll to win. So I think we threw there, but I don't think Sonoy picked up on it. What do we do? What's the highest EV play? I guess we'll just rook here and just force to prevent him from having the chance. Okay, he's tried to take here and lost a lot of his king. He lost a big chunk of his king. You know what? We'll just throw the queen out there. If he grabs the queen... Okay, well... that was cool. How do we convert? Let's just do this. Let's fork the 2/16 of the king. So I'm talking about expected value. There's only 2 results, win or lose. Dude, that's how like most probabilistic things work. Like there's EV, even though... Oh no, Samet blundered 1 in 32 mate. Yeah, I did. All right, well, we got him. There are only 2 results, but that's not how EV works. All right. Okay, we won game 1. EV's absolute garbage in game theory. It's because the UI favors minimalism that I'm confused. I think the challenge was literally 3 hours ago. I'm in. All right, here we go. Game 2 against Sonoy, and I think that we're gonna play a King's Pawn opening. I think we're gonna play the King's Pawn opening. So now you try the entire bishop against the half knight? Yeah, I totally agree. Wow, we get a Sicilian. All right, we're going to play the Alpin. This game allows spectators. We need to hire its developers to do the same for 5D chess. I mean, if we could just get, like, permission to... Weird. No knight c6. I think that I'm gonna play the Alpin. Let's play an Alpin. Alex Bay says I'm working on it. Word. Okay. Now I think I'm gonna decide, okay, I think I'm gonna split here and check / defend the pawn. That feels good for me. Okay, so he blocks. Question is whether or not I want to trade. The answer is probably yes, right? I guess this pawn is hanging either way. So maybe I play my queen up first. Wait, can I do something really crazy? Okay, hold on. If I split my queen here and here, no, here and here, then I'm guaranteed, if the bishop's actually here post collapse, to be able to recapture with check and threaten this pawn. And also, I'm guaranteed to defend this pawn, right? All right, we'll do this. Yeah, this pawn is definitely defended. And so is this bishop. The problem is that there's a 1 in 4 chance that he can just take my queen for free, which would kind of suck. I've screwed myself here, haven't I? Okay, now I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to understand. All right, that feels pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. Pieces defended is a bad mentality for this game. Yeah, you're really right. You're really right. He can try to take this with 1/4 chance, or waste a turn. If he takes, then I have a chance to take the rook here. Okay, maybe... I should have done queen here and here, now that I think about it. Actually, let's just kick the pawn. Or push the pawn. Kick the knight. Is it worth trading a bishop for 1/4 of a queen, I wonder? Probably not, right? Because of the tempo loss? Okay, the pawn takes there. But now I do this. And that's bad news, right? Maybe it's not, I don't know. Can you do a merge capture? You can't do a split capture, but can you do a merge capture? Probably, right? All right. If I take this, then either nothing will happen. No, I might hang my queen. Or... No. That's not how it works. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I have half a mind to sack my bishop. Wait, I can't. No, I can't. Because if this move was possible, then this bishop can't have been here. Right? Like, this move is contingent on the fact that, yeah, either there's a pawn here and a bishop here, or a pawn here because there was a bishop here. You feel me? So I can't take here. If I take here, then either... Okay, if I fail, then I hang half my queen. Because there can't be a bishop here blocking if this move was allowed. So should I hang half my queen? For very little reward? I mean, I get the rook. Or should I threaten half mate? Could also always pull back the queen to threaten half mate. After push here, I gain very little. You know what? I ain't no bitch, chef. We're just gonna go for it. Can you say rewarded? Never punished? Most irresponsible decision ever made? But it worked out. Fud, dude, you gotta, come on, easy. Outskilled. Dude, easiest game of my life. I think I'm simultaneously a quantum grandmaster and not grandmaster. Outskilled. That was such a bad trade. That was the least responsible decision. But it wasn't that bad, actually, right? Because I would only hang half my queen. It's not like I hung the full queen. So is half a queen worth a rook? By piece evaluation, yes. If a queen's 9 points and a rook is 5 points. Out RNG'd. You live by the RNG, you die by the RNG, man. Come on. Okay, so now how the hell do I untrap my... How do I untrap my queen here? Half the time you don't take it? That's true. It is half a rook. Outskilled is what I would say there. Okay, so here, how do I defend... Wait, how can you trap my queen? Is there a good way that you can trap my queen? I don't really know. I don't know what's happening. It does upset me that this knight is threatened by this queen. Can I just castle? I can. I don't want to just castle. Half queen for quarter rook? That's your trade? Well, it's not half queen for quarter rook. Is it? I guess it is a half queen for a quarter rook. Alright. Do we just play d4 like in chat? Takes. What if we split the rook? Or, I always do that. Split the knight. Wait, if we split the knight here, can you do merge captures? Can someone tell me? You should be able to, right? Maybe? Yes? Maybe the how to play document will tell us. Merge move. Only squares that are unoccupied are considered legal targets. Okay. But why? Why can't you do a merge move? Merge moves can be attacked. Quick Google. It's in the rules. It says a merge move can only be done onto an unoccupied square. So like if I move my knight, yeah, okay. Quick Google attacks ampersand. The flagging occurring right now. All right. I mean, he can't really check us very well here anyway. Okay, here, then takes, and then hangs is pretty terrible. I do want to get the... Oh, there's a message here. Alright, Sonoy. Sonoy lolling at me. Whatever. Let's just move the knight out of the way. Yeah, but it isn't an unoccupied square. Yeah, but isn't an occupied square only sometimes occupied? Well, it depends on whether the piece occupying it is in a superposition. So maybe. Whoa. Alright. We're just gonna... Can I split castle? Maybe. Oh, I guess no. Only if as a result you get a superpositional piece on the square. Otherwise, if the position isn't clarified 100%, the game won't let the capture happen. Yeah, but what if like a merge move happens if it's possible to make that decision no matter how the like superposition worked out, right? So like, why can't you capture with those conditions? You know what I mean? All right, here we just attack the pawn and we fork the pawn in f7, which feels pretty good. And then we can pin this pawn. You take the fraction. The bigger trouble is pathing through things. Why can't you merge move onto a piece? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, if I had my two knights here, like, if I split this knight to here and here and this queen went here, why can't I say, okay, well, whether the knight was here or here, in either case, I read that you can merge attack. It literally says in the rules, all non-pawns can perform a merge move. Only squares that are unoccupied are considered legal targets. It means merge move cannot be used to capture opponent pieces. So it explicitly states that, unless somehow I'm reading that incorrectly. All right, okay. Probably just take the pawn, yeah. I mean, there's the knight defending, so maybe probably first we remember how chess works, and then we try and take the pawn. So, I don't know. Remember the 2D chess. How are we going to get our queen out of here, man? The problem is this bishop is now actually trouble. What I need to do is like push this pawn so that I can maybe even double push the pawn and then tray it. No, that's pretty bad. At least this knight is pinned. If he castles here, then I'm in a bit of trouble. If he castles, I think that I have to push this pawn. And then if he pushes this pawn, I push it again. That way I get safe passage. It's in order to avoid the ambiguity about whether the piece was captured or not. Yes, but why is there any ambiguity during a capture that isn't there during a move? You get what I mean? Like, okay, if I split my knight to here and here, on my next turn, if there isn't a queen here, then I can merge it into one piece. If there is a queen here, suddenly I can't merge it into one piece to take the queen. See what I'm saying? So why does whether or not it's occupied... Okay, so attacking the knight, but now I can just take this pawn. This is going to be a real problem, so I take that back. What's the easiest way out of this? Hold on. Okay, actual 2D plays happening. There isn't any way that I can hold on. Anyone want to teach me chess? Want to buy chess lessons? Definitely lose that knight, right? And then I get the pawn, but I just traded a pawn for a knight. Whatever, I'm up a rook, who cares? Let's just do this. Yeah, as I stated earlier, it would make sense if you get a 100% probability piece on that square, but I guess the game is designed in a way that all merge captures are disallowed. Yeah. If you're allowed to merge, the only ambiguity should be which fraction captured. Yeah, but it doesn't matter which fraction captured, because the end result would be exactly the same. Like if there's no additional entanglement, right? Which in that case there isn't. Honestly, maybe it's just hard to compute. Aw, come on, dude. Don't give me that shit. Having two pieces collapse movement at the same time. We're on the same page now. I guess I'm just annoyed at this being a case where the devs left something relatively easy on the table. He didn't take the knight. I guess he was scared of something. Am I nuts? Why would he not take? Am I missing something? I don't know. We're gonna take the pawn that I believe to be free. Might be wrong. All right, so what about, oh, knight here. No, but then queen here, right? Yeah, is there a trap? Knight here, queen here, push here. Sorry, push. That's where it is, right? Hold on, knight here. Queen here doesn't work, right? Right? If he goes knight here, well, okay. Let me not worry about that right now. Oh, right, knight here. And where does my queen go? Here. And then this happens. Oh. And then I have b4. Okay, never mind. It's time. Good night, y'all. All right. Good night, Poison. Thanks for hanging out. Smek can't keep getting away with his queen donations. I can and will. Hopefully, if all goes well. All right. I don't know. My development's really terrible here. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna do this. I think this throws the queen, if I'm not mistaken. I also just completely allowed him to 2D fork my king and my king and my rook. That was like the worst play that I could have made. The quality of gameplay is getting far worse on like a 2D level. All right, here we'll just do one of these, I guess. Takes here is possible, and then queen up like, and then king up like that, and then maybe queen up somehow. I really like my brain. I'm not in a good way right now. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Why would you do that? Wait, what? Wait, what? Why didn't he take my rook? What? Engine said move was good. Joke. Why didn't he take my? Why didn't he take my rook? Am I blind? Might be blind. All right, whatever. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going to the moon. We haven't split since the beginning, have we? Ladies and gentlemen, everyone's blind. Except for the gentleman in the chat. All right. Let's play a cool, calm, and collected Knight b d2? Question mark? The all-knowing gods. I feel like this game you can get into a bluffing game. Well, it's not quite a bluffing game because you don't have the information either. You can play like Russian roulette, right? You can force the opponent to take a chance. Okay. All right. I feel like that's probably good for us. Start playing the actual odds. It's the same with all chess games. But people get good. Whoa. Is there a way that he can split to get like a win here? I probably could have traded a king for a half queen, or a half king for a queen there. Why no split queen? It might happen. It might happen. Here I think we probably push the pawn. Then takes. Then what? Problem is rook's not defended by anything other than king. So here takes, boom, and then move away. Here takes, boom. Is that safer? Whatever. Let's just go. Let's just go. Maybe it was better to do a 50-50. Either I win, or sorry, either I lose or I get his queen. Maybe that was like improvement on like the EV, which, as we've said, is a social construct. Do I just grab this pawn? It's probably a terrible idea, right? But what if I did? What if I did just take this pawn? Okay, here takes is bad for me. There, at least I'm not throwing. You just split king forever. Probably could. Free pawn, forehead. Free pawn. No worries. Checkmating's actually difficult in this. Yeah, did you see the last game? Ryan 4? It took us forever to actually end the game. Checkmate becomes odds as well. Wouldn't happen any other way. Actually, this is quite annoying, isn't it? Okay. Do I split the king now? We could split the king. Do I split the king now? It might be good to split the king. But what makes sense? I can trade a coin toss to win one of these pieces, right? That's how it works. Probably for a bishop, that's not worth it. I should have done it earlier for the queen. Hindsight is 20/20. Yeah, because if it's just for a plus, couldn't he just capture here and then? Well, I guess he can't because the knight is defending. I mean, or we could just go here. Then what? here. Then where do I go? Go here. Go here. Here, here. Here? Here. Here? This is pretty bad. Okay, what do I trade? Well, I don't want to trade it with just Alright, we're just gonna move 2D. We're gonna move 2D for now. Or I know it's all 2D, but you know. Split the king into 2 squares defended by pawns. Cement is in literally no danger. No, because then there's a 50-50 shot that I just lose on the spot. So what are you talking about? Okay, so now I can it's not 2D mate. I still have a 50-50. You have to lose every king to lose. No, that's not how it works. Because then, like, at some point in the game, my king has to collapse, right? Like, okay, so I'll do this, all right? Okay. So, oh, go ahead. Oh no, my king. What do? Doesn't have to collapse if you don't capture anything ever. I guess that's true, but then, like, how are you in practice? How are you ever gonna win? Like, is it better to split again, but then he just captures again, you know? And I don't have like I can't just do that forever, you know? So like here, I can take this bishop and give myself a 50-50. You don't win, but you don't lose. Yeah, but if you're gonna lose anyway, like, it doesn't matter. Because it's not sustainable to do that, right? Like, if I keep splitting forever, because look, this is what I did. My king was on 2. You see how it's on 2 squares that are defended by pawns? I can't capture here because then he wins. I can capture here, but that's a 50-50. But how will you lose? It'll take the opponent forever? No, it doesn't really matter. Like, if I just split forever, you know, like, okay, like, let's say that I split again, at which point you can make some offensive. What did I return to? I can only understand so much theoretical chess variance. I'm calling this game broken. All right, Ryan4 CEO thinks that the game is... If someone wanted to never allow the game to end, then they could do it. But I'm not sure. Well, we're gonna 50-50. All right. All right. Well played, Sinoi. All right. The poison pawn. He won the 50-50. GG. Okay, here we go. All right. This is game 3 of Quantum Chess. I both understand and don't understand it at the same time. Let's just jump into the game. Can't play sandbox games against other people? Probably not. Probably not. All right, king's pawn opening. So I'm gonna play my my standard classical response, which is the Caro-Kann. We'll see if the quantum Caro-Kann holds up. Half pawns and half hope. Which is kind of funny if you understand many jokes at the same time. All right, so he's played the classical. Let's see. What does Sinoi put? Does he play the exchange, the advance? What does he do here? Maybe he plays the fantasy variation. I don't know. What the hell is this, Sinoi? Come on. All right. Players take. I think book is knight takes e4, bishop e5, knight g3, bishop g6, knight f3. And I forget what happens after that. But that's as far as I remember. Knight back, bishop back here, and I think that black is I think black is favored here by like a little bit, but I'm shit enough that it doesn't matter at all. I'm pretty bad at the game, so yeah, I learned a bunch of this for vote chess. Don't know what vote chess is. Oh, okay, that's not book. I'm supposed to play knight f3. All right. Can I just pin the knight here? I guess I don't want to waste time. I want to develop pieces. Let's just play knight f6. I don't want to flag on the classical portion. Well, so now I already missed half a checkmate. It said this is classical variation for Caro-Kann. This is the classical variation, but I think it goes knight f3, not knight e2. Not that really matters. Is this worth? Isn't this force like a pawn push or something? I mean, I don't want him to push that anymore. These changes for the bishop, which is reasonable. Oh, I just realized how dangerous it is. Are you sure that you want to fuck with your kingside pawn structure like that? Or just playing 2D? I mean, I guess that's up to you. No, I just kind of realized how dangerous. Hold on, let me think real quick. I mean, let's be real. This is probably the most sensible move in the position, right? Let's stop messing around for a second. Oh my god. I mean, okay, well, but then I don't know, man. Cement just realized why the D pawn is better than the E pawn. All of the squares that I want to get to, I'm having trouble. Let's do this. Let's do could give myself, oh no, because I can't, right, that's not how this game works. Okay, never mind. All right, whatever. Let's just get to the end of the game here. Queen, bishop, queen, takes. Bing, bang, boom, bibbity bop. Check. Because he doesn't have the... So, like, check knight, because if check bishop... No, but if check knight, knight can't takes... Because here... Question mark? Do I split here? There's like no reason to split here. Boom. No, it's terrible. What am I talking about? Because bishop out and then knight and then just takes with the bishop. Guys, I don't know how to play this game. I am drained. My knight's stuck here too. Poor knight. Alright, maybe we'll do some of this. That way he can kick it with his bishop. And then I can play e6 and free my... Oh, not what I expected. That's weird. Alright, well, let's do some of this. I just want to get castled. No, but you had a triagonal mate? Oh, dude, you're right. I fucked up. Okay, Frappuccino's the Bisharino. Probably just do this. Give that up, which is fine. This is not ideal, now that I think about it. Wait, this doesn't work the way that I thought it did. Remember when people asked me how good I was at 2D chess? I think that I overstated... I think that I overstated my capabilities here. I don't know why I couldn't visualize the fact that... Well, whatever. I guess we just do this. Then queen here is really annoying, right? The way the pieces look is making me blind. Well, don't go blind. Here and then queen here. Is that an actual concern? Is that a fake concern or a real concern? No, it's a real concern, because then he grabs the then he grabs the rook, right? So do we at least trap the queen if I castle here and he takes? I can't trap the queen. I'd need to here and then here. No, just here straight up. Yeah, this is undefended then, right? Whatever. Whatever. I would have blundered queen to knight this game. Monk S. I think now we do this. I actually didn't mean to click there, but I did, so we'd have to deal. Didn't we win the queen? Ah, the queen can take here and trade. Okay, that's what I missed. I was confused. I was confused. Let me think here. Wait, at what point did he lose? He sacked a piece for this? I don't remember. Dude, I am losing my mind. I am losing my mind. Right? Yeah, I'm up, yeah, I forget how that happened. Here, it doesn't work. Here, doesn't work. Here, doesn't work. I'm on time. God damn it. Could go for some 50-50 nonsense. Oh, message. I think M1 means taking moves. Ah, I see. Taking moves. I see. Okay. Makes some sense. The problem is there aren't two places that I can move this knight. There aren't two places I can move this knight either. My knight's about to get trapped. It's pretty sad. This knight here. Takes, and then I guess I win a rook. So that's fine. All right, I'm just gonna play. I don't want to flag. I'm just gonna play. I'm too tired to do like any amount of calculation about anything at all. So now, boom, boom, no, boom, no. Now, what is this? Sonoy says shit. I don't think I understand why Sonoy says shit. This still doesn't work. Oh no, I win a bishop now, but I still have to sack the queen, right? I'll probably still do it. I wanted to play b5. Sag. Yeah, so now takes, and I'm up a bishop, but I wanted to win the queen without sacking my queen. All right, but we're up material. I'm not gonna bitch about that too much. He does have a billion pawns though. 4v7. That's worth a piece. Ah, we got figgity forked. I did fail to. Okay, we didn't even win the piece. We're just behind. Okay. What do I do now? Wait, no, he's got a rook. Oh, that's what it was. We traded the. Oh my god, I was wondering like how the game works. Is there a way that I can? I totally forgot that he had a rook, dude. Wow. Okay, I really botched this. Hold on. Can I save the? What do I do here? Oh no, because I have a rook or a knight here. Well, that feels bad. All right, well, we'll just let it happen. Does splitting this do anything? I don't think it does, right? Splitting this does nothing, yeah? I'll split it just for shits and giggles. I don't really know the implication, if I'm honest. But whatever. Okay, I guess I'll take that pawn. Alright, this isn't looking great. How did Sumet lose everything? By playing poorly. Playing very poorly. Bet on Dogecoin? Yeah. I trusted Elon. Half pieces like the king are still valuable. Exclusion can make a whole piece disappear. Alright. We'll take here. Do these rooks in some sense kind of defend themselves? They kind of do, right? All right. Let's do some of this. That's a gamble. That's a gamble and a half. Okay, here I win 50. Right? I get this piece half the time. Then I get it plus, I get this more than half the time I win this rook. Right? Oh, no, I might get mated. Ah. Okay, well. Whew, saved. Okay. We are now even. Sonoy, the real homie. The realest homie there. Thank you for giving us a chance. Outskilled. Okay, we're back in the game. Suddenly I'm less dejected. This is what I really need. What I need is when I blunder to have a 50% chance that I just win. That is really what I need. Outskilled again. Easy. Never didn't win that piece. Easiest game of my life. This is great because you can also like, dude, this game is fucked up. Let's just put it all on the line here. He castled. I didn't realize that he hadn't castled, guys. Well, I guess no, I don't want to trade rook for rook. I want to win, right? But there's no way that I can avoid it now. Damn it. Well, I really hope that this does nothing. Is there any way I can void this? Not deterministically. Okay, we traded. All right. Well, now it's like even. It's like even game. Okay. Damn it. Do I want to split here? I don't really know. I can't really like. I'm not sure. I guess now we go here. Well, he's up a pawn, right? You can merge the rook back together. I can merge the rook back together. Could have merged the rook back together. Could have merged the rook back together. Rip in peace. Yeah, there's a better way to do that. Smart, what if e7? Oh, I didn't consider e7. What if e7? Yeah, this is bad, right? Oh no. Oh no, I should have brought the knight here. It's so clear to me now. Well, hindsight. Did I get a message? Oh no, that's because I'm flagging. Okay. Oh, now he wins a queen, yeah? All right. Oh man, this really sucks. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just give our king a square to. All right. Now I want to split maybe. 50-50. Roll the dice, Sonoy. You can under promote. Ah, you can under promote. Okay, well that's nice. Already better game than 5D chess. Capo. Ah, you didn't go for it. Well, it's still a 50-50, right? All right, let's do one of these. I don't know why, but I have. All right, now I check the king. ... profit? Oh, he can move it here and I can't do... No, sorry, that's fantastic for me. Okay, now I can't quite get to where I want to get. But here, I still can't get to where I want to get. All right, well, that's frustrating. All right, okay. We could win a pawn. I don't mind that, do I? I probably do. How do I get a knight to... I guess not easily. It is really genuinely like anxiety inducing though, the sound. If he tries to take... Okay, maybe we split like this? Question mark? It's not the best. It's not exactly what I would have wanted, but he probably takes this half of the knight, right? Wow, okay, he didn't. Fantastic. Now, can I... Oh, I need to go here to do that. And the only place I can go to do that is here. All right, well, let's go here. I could still take here. How can I... Let's do this. And then do... Damn, how do I play this game? Okay. Why did I capture with the superposition piece? That made no sense. Okay, well, that was a bit of a blunder. Oh, now he forces me to... Oh, I see his game. I understand now. All right, well, I guess we win or lose? No, because he can't... Okay, hold on. I have a chance. Hold on. Okay. Fuck. Damn it. Okay. Wait, how, what, question mark? Okay. All right. Shit. I was so close. I was so close. Oh, that's the easiest game of my life. Just free piece. Okay, now admittedly there's a bit of a problem. But there's a chance. Chat, do you feel lucky? Aw, shit. Oh no. Oh, GG. this was not the I did not get to a point where I had sufficient intuition to really be strategizing like well, which which is pretty sad. Oh man. Very well played to Sonoy. I've got to commend him. There was so much spaghetti all over the place. I'm not satisfied with this, like a ton, in terms of it being like how it's an interpretation of like quantum in chess mechanics, but it is what it is. Uh, thanks for the note, streamer. Oh man.